Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for April 14th. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed down today. We are looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 101.17, possibly as low as 97.92. Now look for some resistance around 99.35 and look for some support around 98.51 in this particular pair. This pair is moving sideways currently. We're just waiting to see how much, see if it will continue to move to the downside. We could get a break. If we get a close below this point, we could definitely see this market move much lower, much quicker, but I don't anticipate that happening. We'll most likely hit around this level and then bounce back and move higher again. Now switching to the Euro USD, this particular pair, we're expecting it to move up to 133.77, potentially as low as 131.45. Look for some resistance around 133.08 and look for some support around 132.00. Now, this pair closed down today. It did form an inside bar, so we could have a breakout of this pair, although currently the price is kind of in the middle. It would be a pretty good distance from either breakout point, but definitely something worth noting. Switching to the pound US dollar pair. This pair is close to hitting some previous resistance. If we get a break, a close above this, we could see this pair move higher. That is what I'm hoping we'll see over this next session. We are expecting it potentially go as high as 150.84, possibly as low as 146.64. Look for some resistance around 149.60. Look for some support around 148.23 in this pair. Switching to the US Swiss, this pair formed an inside bar today as well. We are looking for a breakout to the downside. We're fairly close to it. It could happen and then move on down first to this level, and then if you back out the chart a little more, there's a few more locations of support that it should go down and touch before pulling back to close for the session. But there's definitely a potential breakout trade in there. We are looking for this pair though to move potentially as high as 115.43 and possibly as low as 112.19. Look for some resistance around 11400 and look for some support around 113.30. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, we've talked about a few of them. The one trade I am looking for, though, let me zoom out a little bit, is the Australian US dollar pair. This pair has formed, and I'm going to need to change the color. Just bear with me for a second. There we go. And that was a little off. Okay, you draw your trend line from this point up, and basically we're looking for a breakout of this trend line to the downside, looking to tag this pivot point on the downside right here. So we're looking for a short here. That short would be at 0.7135, and we're looking to exit this particular trade at 0.7035, which is 100 pips, be 100 pips worth of profit. And we could definitely see this pair come down and break through that. If it does, we're looking for it to continue that drop lower. Now you can put your stop loss at 100 pips up from that point, which would be right around the open of today's session, just to let you know. Well, that about does it for the charts. We did have the U.S. advanced retail sales release today. They were worse than expected, which is why you saw the dollar lose ground against some of the pairs today. It came out at negative 1.1%. From 0.3%, and it was definitely lower than expected. Now, the U.S. has their CPI being released for March tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is things have deteriorated with the CPI moving from 0.2% to negative 0.1%. And if that is the case, there's no real need to look for inflation at this point. It is definitely tapered down. So a lot of people are concerned with the economic downturn that we're having, that it could cause some out of control inflation. Well, currently that is not the case, at least from what we've seen so far. So if that does happen, it'd definitely be negative news for the US dollar long term. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.